theoretical economics. I would say it's a very application-based economics. And I can promise you one thing before we start our proceedings, that any conceptual, theoretical, abstract thing I speak, and I don't give the examples, then be brave and raise your hand, just in case I forget. So I will try my best that for every concept, every theory, I am giving you a series of examples, some real life, instances. So that's me, that's something. And today I don't want to discuss any topic. Maybe if we get some time, as I wrote in our YUMK Facebook. Do you know YUMK Facebook? Do you know economics Facebook? You haven't come across? How could you miss it? Did you happen to log into Moodle, yesterday or today? How could you miss the Facebook? Well, I'll show you later. And but before I go further, I would like to introduce you to Tatiana Kaupinen. Tatiana, would you like to? Good. So today is an exception when we are meeting at a bit late, because I had another overlapping meeting, but next week onwards, we would be having 2 sessions. Those sessions, you can get the information from PEPP. Remember, you are the first timers in YUMK, and we have so many systems and processes, they can be mind-boggling. Believe me, if you can, even we get sometimes confused. Remember, Moodle is a place where you would be seeing all the literature, study material, and course-related instructions directly coming from your teachers. Okay? PEPP is something where we have your records and also the official schedule of the courses. So PEPP is more like administration. So at the moment, I think you're only using 2 systems. Am I right? PEPP and Moodle is something else you're doing as well, or grappling with. Sorry, Elmo. Yeah, Elmo is like our homepage. So if there is a very generic, general instructions to all the students, right? For example, you know that tomorrow there'll be no classes. Do you know the reason? Huh? There's a festival. There is a very famous rapper whose name, what's his name? Well, then how can he's famous if I don't know him? Huh? Sorry? Yeah, so he's coming tomorrow, and you can see that today there's no parking allowed, no cars allowed in the parking area. Of course, tomorrow as well, because tomorrow is the show, is the presentation, and he would be, you can see me dancing. Yeah. And what else? Yeah. So today, I plan to introduce you to some of the nitty-gritty of the course. And remember, until last year, we had a very bad spell of 2 years when we had this COVID-19, and it was not thinkable that the students would be coming. It was not wise. There were restrictions. At that time, I would be recording all my lectures, and I would be sharing the videos. The good news is that the human race is so strong, so stubborn somewhat, and so flexible, so resilient that we have almost overcome this COVID-19. And now we are back to business, back to school as we used to be. I'm so happy to see you in person. So I will not be recording the lectures. Okay. Today is an exception. Why it's an exception? Actually, there are 2 exceptions, I must say. Today is an exception because today my exclusive focus is on, I want to tell you about the course and the assessments. So I don't want any confusion and any ambiguity. And this is why I would be recording this session. But next week when you come, you will not see anything getting recorded. Yeah, but I would be recording only for those people who are not present in the school. You can see that there are some people, maybe I can, folks, can you I think you cannot see, but there are many people who can see you, right? Would you be kind, if it is possible, to unmute yourself and put your cameras on so that your friends in Finland, in Jyväskylä, can see you and say, can wave. Excellent, great. We have
Hello.
Yusifo, we have Shab. No, Shab is me.
Hello.
We have Mikhail. We have Suleiman. We have Adedoin. Is your last name Adedo?
My first name.
First name, okay. And then we have Kosi. We have Muhammad. We have Fasi Tayyab.
Hello.
We have Fadiora. We have we have Prince. We have hope. We always have hope, and it's good that we have more hope. And we have Sumitra. We have Jamil, Imalka, Madhushani.
Hello.
And who we have else? Well, you can say it loud if I missed out some names. So these are the people. They are still not in Jyväskylä, not in Finland, but we hope and we really look forward seeing you as soon as possible. So we really wish that you come back and join us during this semester only, okay? But for you people, what I would do, that I would be recording every lecture for you. And then I would be sharing the video recorded thing with you as well. Do you get my point? So not only I would be telecasting the lecture live, but I would be recording and sharing with you as well.
Where we could find this recording?
Where
we could find this recording?
Where would you find? Mikhail, there are different ways. We have our own in-house way of these archives. What is it called? What is that? That's a very complicated name. It's something called. No, it's I forgot. I'll find out. I have my YouTube channel. So sometime I post the video on the YouTube channel as well. Okay, but you will get something. Don't you worry. I will not ignore you. You will not be ignored at all. Okay. So welcome you all, and I'm so happy to see you. I would be even more happier when you come back, when you come here in Jyväskylä. Okay.
Yeah. See you guys soon.
Thank you so much. If you wish, you can mute and yourself, no problem. Yeah. All right. So as I wrote that the course would be fully in classroom mode. I haven't built up, I must admit, maybe I'm too lazy. I haven't uploaded all the folders. As you can see that there are different folders. There's one welcome, there's the information, assessment criteria, course contents, and study material. And you will see that with the time, this list of links would becoming bigger and bigger, okay? So make sure that you are familiar, you are aware of all these folders and subfolders. That's very important. Mm-hmm.
So we will keep up this course. So please, not today.
Not today, yeah. Today we are very liberal, yeah. We are very democratic, but next time when you come, you will see some of the, those grimace on our faces. Okay. The schedule is here, but this is, I would say that this is the informal schedule because I copied and pasted from PEPI. So in case there's a change in PEPI, because I would be traveling end of this month to Croatia. I travel a lot because of my research things, but whenever I travel and in case, in my absence, Tatiana and Seher and Stefan, I have 2 more research associate. I will try my best that somebody is attending you, but just in case if it is not possible and I had to cancel the lesson, then this information would be more officially coming from PEPP, and then we will also make a change here. But I just copied and pasted. And as you know that, you can see a certain date twice, except for today, because today we have a shorter session, right? But for example, on 7th of September, when we meet, we have first leg of lecture starting at 9:45, finishing at 11:15, and we would be in F wing. You know, the F wing is, you know, the restaurant, the student restaurant. You need to go to the other side. So you'll see the F wing, F and G. And I don't know if you know or not, it took me a while to understand whenever there's a P thing here, like BP, AP, FP, it basically means the basement. So this is the bottommost how to say level of YAMC. Okay, so basically economics is the foundation of the entire YAMC. That's why we are always placed in the basement, because if we have good economics, we have good basement and we have good foundation. So you can see that the first leg of the lesson is in one room, and then I would give you a short break, about 15-20 minutes, so that you can dismantle and you can shift. I will try my best. Here, not a commitment, but I will try my best that in the first leg of the lecture, I share with you the conceptual things, you know, the theoretical things. And in the second part of the lesson on the same day, whenever we meet in BP 13, the same room where we are, we shall do some group work, some assignments, some case studies. So whatever I teach, those lofty concepts in the first part, and then you start exploring them by yourself with my support, with Tatiana's assistance, guidance, you will be doing those things by yourself in the second part. So we will have some kind of integration between the theory and the reality. Officially, our course should end on 21st of December. Who wants to study on 21st of December? Will you? Who's willing to study on 21st of December? You? Okay. So except for one student. No? Write his name, yeah, Tatiana. Except for this student, the last day of the course would be 14th of December. So we have one meeting less already. So we will finish our course on 14th of December. 7th of December and 14th of December basically would be your assessment days. So technically, the teaching would finish on 30th of November. 30th of November, the last day when we have some kind of formal teaching, you know, the normal classroom type of settings. But on 7th and on 14th, there would be assessments. I'll come back to assessments, what I mean by assessments shortly. But until now, if you have any questions or comments, please inform me. Please feel free to ask if you have anything to. It's very important that you speak in this course, not remain silent. Any questions, any queries? Now it comes to show you the economics Facebook. And this is called News and Discussion Forum. Whenever me, Tatiana, or any of my colleagues have to share with you about economics course, we'll be using this news and discussion forum. But this is not a one-way traffic. If you have some things to talk to your colleagues, your friends, or ask me something, which is a publicly, you know, it's not a kind of confidential, never write in this forum that, sorry, I can't come to lesson because I had a fight with my boyfriend last night, and I can't come to the class. Don't say this thing, because this is confident. This is visible. It's a public forum, right? Everything is visible to everybody. But if you want to, let's say I gave you a lesson about rising inflation in Finland. And there are certain things which I have not been able to clarify, or you haven't been able to comprehend it. And then you can start a new topic. All you need to do is just add a new topic. Give a title, let's say inflation in Finland, and then type it that dear friends, Shab was teaching this thing yesterday or 2 hours ago. He explained this thing, but I'm not able to understand what is meant by stagflation or what he was talking about. He used a word called price mechanism. Can somebody clarify? Then I would be assuming that you guys will be jumping in and you will be asking that is what he meant. And believe me, that I also read these messages. Or at some stage, I can jump in the discussion as well. But hey, you know what? I'm sorry I couldn't clarify it. When we meet next time, we'll start a session with this topic, or we can have a meeting, or if you want, I can make a small recording and share with you. So something like that, we'll find something. Or I gave you some references that, hey, for this topic, look at the World Bank site or look at the IMF, or I share some study material with you, but somehow you come across a very interesting article on the same topic. And you want that the article is so good, this website is so interesting that I want to share with my friends. You can also start a discussion that, hey, something additional about this topic, please, here is a link and give the comments. I encourage you to make use of this, our economics Facebook, Twitter, or whatever you call it. It's not Instagram, definitely. So I can only compare it with the Facebook. So use it as extensively as possible. And this is even more important because some of your friends are not physically present in Uvascula. It's a good that you can come in contact with them and you start knowing them already before they land in Uvascula in the near future, okay? And those students who are following this course online, this is also a good platform for you people to start discussion through this forum, and this you can reach out more people. Of course, as I said, if you have any confidential matter about the course, about your studies, and you think that I can help you, and you want to keep it confidential, then please email me. Yeah, not here. Right. The general information about the course. The course name, the actual code of the course is this. And I give you home task that when you come next week, I would ask you what is the code of the course, and you have to speak it loud. So memorize it. No, that's a bad joke. You don't have to worry about it. All you need to think is that the course is called economics, and this is worth 5 ECTS. We in YUMC, especially in the IB, we have a constitution of School of Business, like a country has. And this constitution is called, in YUMC, is called intended learning outcomes. What we expect from you at the end of this course. What are the expectations? Your expectations from me and my expectations from you. And based on the fulfillment of these expectations, you would be graded. So we make a promise today. I make a promise with you that I would be teaching according to these ILOs, and you make a promise with me that you would be performing based on this ILOs, so that at the end of the course, when I give you the grades, you can ask me why I got 4, why I got 3, why not 5? Then I would tell you very clearly that, hey, I think you were great in this ILO, but maybe this needs some improvement. All right, so things are very transparent here. The first thing, the first constitution, the first clause of the constitution of School of Business, or IB, is that applied business skills. In this course, you would be studying quite extensively the macro and the micro, but largely macro economy. You would be studying that how the macroeconomic variables can affect your business decision making. In other words, you are learning the concept of economics in the first part of the lesson, and in the second part of the lesson, you are seeing the applicability of those concepts. So in other words, the applied business skills. So whatever you learn in economics, can it affect you? Let me give you an example. You would be studying inflation. Inflation is a theory. Inflation is a concept. You would be studying the definition of inflation. What are the characteristics of inflation? But in the second part, on the same day, you will be studying how inflation can impact a small and medium enterprise, how inflation can influence a student's savings. What would you need to do to have the minimum impact of inflation, especially when you don't have a certain amount of earnings because you are a student? You know that the big companies like Coke, Pepsi, or Microsoft, Apple's, Adobe, these are the companies, or our popular rock star Elon Musk, Tesla. They got so much of resources that these kind of economic problems may not even touch them. Or as a matter of fact, they could be the beneficiaries of the inflation, because if in the inflation, somebody's paying more price, somebody's also taking more price, isn't it? So it means that they could, at the end of the day, be the beneficiary of the global economic problem. All right, but what about the small and medium enterprises? What about some small bakery in La Peranta? What about some small gym in Uvascular? What about some small housing company? They would be very badly affected. So how an economic problem can have an impact on different organizations differently, this is what you need to know. So you look, I'm a bit old-fashioned. One thing which really irritates me when somebody says that, you know what, I don't like theories. I'm a very practical person. Theories, they're not meant, they're good for nothing. I'm a very person of action. They are either telling a lie or they don't know the meaning of theory. Theory means common sense. Can you do something without common sense? When you take some course of action, when you start making a decision that I'm going to drive from Uvascular to Tampere, when you reach Tampere, or when you're driving, it's a practicality. It's a reality, it's an application. But do you start your driving in any direction when you start your journey? Or do you make some plan, you say, okay, do I have this thing? I might have to take a break in between, so there is no need to keep water because I'm gonna take a break, or I'm in a rush, I'm not gonna take a break. I want to have something to munch while I'm driving. I want to have a couple of bottles of water. This is called theory. This is called common sense. So therefore, how you apply the common sense. Remember, we never have common sense after the problem. We always have, or we must have the common sense before we encounter a problem. So that, and this is called crisis management. Tell me one thing. As a business professionals for the future, would you like to be reactive or proactive when there is a problem? You're running your show, you're running your company, and suddenly the problem comes. And then you say, oh, what to do? I never had this problem before. So I'm totally blank. Or would you be doing this way that you will make your contingency plan already, and you will make a list of risk factors which can strike you expectedly or unexpectedly. Would you do this way? This is called, when you think proactively, this is called theory. But if you only behave reactively, yeah, I think that's not a good thing. So what I'm trying to say, I'm not going to give you a lecture on theory and the practice, but what I'm going to say, or what I'm going to emphasize, is that you would be learning the common sense and their applications in tandem together. That's the first constitution. That's the first clause of the IB constitution. The second clause is that skills in the critical analytical understanding. Skills, how you think critically. I want to know from you, what do you understand by the phrase critical thinking? Our friends who are in Zoom, maybe they can. You have a function of chat. So if you want to type in something, you can. And I'm sure Tatiana would take a note of those messages. I have a question, small question for you. What is meant by critical thinking? When are you critical? Should we be critical? Okay, let's wait for the messages, but maybe I can start the discussion already. Critical thinking is not synonym of criticism. So criticism is not same as critical thinking, right? Critical thinking is when you see the larger picture, when you see the big picture of something. So when you're doing something, for example, if I'm only talking to you and I'm giving you my views and my thoughts, and I'm trying to impose my thoughts, views on you, but I'm not giving any attention to your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, your reactions. It means I'm not seeing the bigger picture. I'm only focused on a dot. And what is a dot? Dot is my point of view. But when I see your point of view, which can be in conflict with my point of view, and if your point of view is better, I must have the courage to admit that your point of view is better than mine. This is called critical reasoning, and then decisions based thereon. In business world, you cannot be fastidious. You can't say that, hey, it's a highway or my way. It doesn't happen like that. You should be flexible. And how can you be flexible? You can only be more flexible if you have more knowledge, more thoughts, more ideas. Thoughts, your preparation, your point of views are like your ammunition. And whenever a situation comes, you take that ammunition and you exercise it. But if you have very narrow way of vision, you're very you're too difficult, too stern, too strict to understand anybody else's point of view. I don't think it's a healthy thing for the business. So what we learn here is that we'll be learning things which might have different interpretations. I'll give you an example. It's a good thing that I think about it. We have a chat. Can you say it loud, Tatiana?
The critical thinking is more often. The critical thinking is more often analytical thinking, understanding them, and taking action, or other than your emotions based on your analysis.
Yeah. So it means it's like a bigger picture, the bigger perspective. More scientific way of thinking. I'll give you one example. Imagine I say in one lesson, or maybe I can ask you this question. We have income. From the income, we consume, we spend, and we save. So our income is split into consumption and savings. Do you agree with me? Then my next question is that, is saving good or bad? Okay, what's your way of thinking? Is saving good or bad?
I heard about some startup businesses, for example, at the first they have not any saving. Not only they have not any saving, but also they have loses a lot. But the thinking actually are related to, for example, investing something maybe, or increasing the number of subscriber, or lots of things. So it's bad at the first view, at the glance, but it can be better and better. So maybe some losing, maybe some not saving the benefit or something else is the part of the way of, for example, success. Maybe. So if it's in this situation, can be good, can be excellent.
So can you say your name loud again? Zahra is giving the point that saving is good because in a way it gives you some additional backup of resources. So in case you have any concerns and the problems in the future, you can use those resources. Am I right? Because you need to make the investments also. You earn 1,000 euros a month, let's say, because you're still a student, and you consume 700 euros and you save 300 euros. So it means every month you are saving 300 euros. And now it's about 3 to 4 months. You have saved some 4-digit amount of saving. Is it something good or bad? You feel good about it? What is your rationale of thinking? Why you save, by the way? What is the idea in your mind when you are in this example that you are still a student, you don't have a full-fledged job, you do some part-time work, you earn 1,000 euros, you have all your groceries, rent, everything inclusive, some parties also. You spend 700, 300 are saved, and you've been accumulating saving, and it's been 3 to 4 months. So let's make some educated guess. You have about 1,000 plus euros in your bank, or you saved. Question number 1, why you do it? Number 2, what is your feeling about it? How you take this practice? Yes, sir. Your name and then explain.
I've been saving for about a day. So let's say my phone breaks or something like that, and I mean I'm not gonna make it without my phone or even 1 week. Even in school, it could be really difficult to know like when some kind of class starts or ends or where is it located. So when I have like, let's say $1,000 euros saved, I can just go and buy a new one right now.
Fantastic. So Yuha has a very important point that if you're saving, it gives you some kind of economic backup. You get some kind of cushion that in case some rainy day comes, the bad time comes, it doesn't hit you so hard. Of course, it will hit you, but your firewall is so strong that you have the less impact. So in other words, the saving saves you from the shock. There is a shock, there's a tremor, there is a problem, but the question is how severely it hammers you. Saving saves you from this problem. We have one more point.
When you have a lot of money you can create. For example, you can create passive income for yourself if you have some money. If you don't have any money, you cannot get ahead so easily.
Yeah, very good point. So it's basically your passive income, or is something which, as you have said before, that it keeps you prepared. It adds to your preparedness to face the unforeseeable challenges, because life is uncertain. Peace of mind, that's very important, that you want to be peaceful. So do we all agree? Do we have something in the chat? Tanya? Mhm. Bravo, bravo. Excellent, excellent comment.
This is for out of
Precautionary,
precautionary.
yeah, as a precaution, yeah.
Measures so as to meet your expected or certain expenses.
Good. Yes, we have one more point of view. I'm so happy that you guys come. Sarah and Zahra. Good.
Example. When we have a little company, we can product something 2,000 euros, I think. And after sell all of things, our company can product much more than this product. Okay, but when we save money from gaining from these products and don't product another things and product number two and capacity of our company, and don't use our capacity of company. This saving is not good for us, and it's not good for our business.
Yes.
Because saving always is not good.
Is not always good, yes. Yeah. And that's a very, I like these kind of points when everybody is saying, is going gaga about saving, and then somebody say that no, not always. Saving may not be good as well. Very interesting point. Very interesting point. I want to say something. Think it this way. Let's say that suddenly Finland becomes a very favorite destination of foreign investors. Lots of companies, they start coming because they feel that Finns have high per capita income. They like new things. They like to experiment. They keep, buying new things, and they want to buy things. And all the big companies, they start having operations in Finland. They invest millions and billions. And then suddenly, some of you read the economics book, and which says that saving is good. And then you go home and you start preaching to people, hey, saving is good. Let's save. We all save. And people are now cutting down because it's not possible to increase your income in a split second, right? But what you can do is you can play with, because remember, your income is split between consumption and saving, but you can change the combination of consumption and saving. And suddenly you start realizing the importance of saving, and you start consuming less. Earlier, you would distribute your 1,000 euros into 700 consumption and 300 saving, and now you're doing 500 consumption and 500 savings. And now it's not only you. If you do Zahra, if you do Sarah, it's okay. But let's assume that this feeling of saving becomes so profound that everybody in Finland starts saving heavily. What would happen to the businesses then?
They will start making less profit because they don't spend this money. Everything.
Yeah.
Products, services. So the economy would just slowly start not crashing, but
Can you say me the exact word which is called when these kind of things happen? When the economy is slow, businesses are not getting profits. Yeah, it's not a crash, no. Huh? Recession. Yeah, depression is the extreme form of recession. But recession, look, we haven't discussed this term, but you know it. Recession. The companies nobody's buying the products. And they say that, oh, we made a bad decision to come to Finland. Let's pack up and go back to Atlanta, where we came from. What will happen then? People would become unemployed. the investors in the future would lose confidence in the Finnish market. They would never come back, at least not in the short period, not for at least next 10 years. What happens? How can saving be good and bad at the same time? Because saving at the micro level, micro means one company, one person, one organization is okay. Because you're doing it saving, it's good for you. But if we do the saving en masse, collectively, in totality, that saving may not be good. It can backfire to the economy. As you guys, this gentleman said, what's your name? Lazarus said that saving, if it is done on such a large scale, that it can cause, this gentleman said, what's your name? Mikhail said about depression and recession, that it's not good for the economy. So it's possible that the one thing can be a virtue and same time can be a vice, can be a boon, can be a bane, can be a plus, can be a minus. And if we are stuck to only one way of thinking, that no, it's good forever, for everybody, that is not a critical way of thinking. But when you think as a student of economics, you see some development, you see some theory, you see its pluses. When do we have the advantages of these concepts? But at the same time, you also make a list of the situations, analyze them. When the same thing is not so good as Lazarus has said, that it's not good for the businesses. I don't want to ignore this gentleman. I know he raised his hand and I want him to give a chance to speak. Yes. Sorry, a bit loud. Yeah. So the circulation of money, the circulation of the resources gets blocked. So many economists, they say that too much saving is like blood clots in the human body. If you save too much, this can cause the blockades in the economy. Then there could be issues and the problems. Yes, sir. You, yes.
I have a counseling meeting with Dina as well.
Yeah, you can go if you want, no problem. Yeah. Okay, so I don't want to give you a full-fledged economics lesson today. By the way, I started the discussion from the ILOs, right? So let's go to the next ILO. Sorry, I got carried away. The third thing, the third clause of the Constitution called ILO is that communication skills. When I say communication skills, it means your spoken, your written, academic English. Well, I don't expect that everybody starts speaking like Oprah Winfrey or Richard Dawkins. I'm not expecting this thing from you, but what I expect that you should be upfront, courageous to discuss like you're doing it. So already you guys have fulfilled one clause, not only one clause, but I think you have fulfilled all the three clauses because we had very extensive discussion about point 2. How you communicate. We live in the knowledge economy, but the soft skills like communication, economics is a very hard skill science because my field is finance, accounting, economics. These are the hard skills. These are not soft skills. But when you write them, when you discuss them, when you present them, then the role of how you communicate becomes very important. So essentially, you would also get many chances of expressing your communication skills. And by the way, I will come back to this point, but your assessment is that 50%, no, 40% is based on your presentation, and 60% is based on the examination. And exam is signifying your academic communication skills, the written communication skills, and the presentation signifies how you are able to express yourself. So a very important ethos of this course is that we pay a lot of attention to the communication skills. Yeah. Ethical conduct. Well, In economics, we shall study a lot of things which are about ethical conduct. Remember last week when we met in the forest, in the near the lake. Do you remember the topic we discussed? Environmental. Mm-hmm. BP's thing that we discussed about the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. Should we do like that in the future?
Something
Mhm.
which can, for example, has a heavy financial burden at the future.
Mhm.
So, for example, by thinking of, for example, do these and prevent some issues
Yes.
in the future, you can save money. Not only you can save money, but also you can save your time, your energy, and
Yes.
also lots of things. And it can be economical.
Exactly. So we will be discussing, you're right, we will be discussing a lot of issues about the ethical things as well, that how we should have a fair economy, how we have sustainable economy. Profits, I'm not a Marxist. I would never jump to the extreme bandwagon that all capitalists are bad. No, but we need to make the existing capitalism more responsible, more environmental friendly, more people friendly, right? So that is something we shall discuss a lot. I don't know if you know it, but many of you in the third semester would do thesis with me. And the name of the track I run is called Finance and Corporate Governance. The finance is all about becoming rich, earnings, wealth, the properties. The corporate governance thing is how to do these things responsibly, how to be accountable, how to be responsible, how to behave. All right. So the ethics part would stick with us for a long time in the future. So very quickly, I go through the course objectives. I think I said already. Please go through them. If you know the ILOs, it will not be difficult to understand. This is how we divide. Tanya, what time we finish today? Because so that I don't miss out anything. Huh? 12:45. Oh, we got plenty of time, no problem. This is how we split our workload. This is what we make some kind of estimate. Of course, there would be some changes accordingly, but you don't need to pay much attention. About this, international connections, we will have many. Not in the first semester, but maybe in the second semester. I would be starting some projects because I run a lot of projects with Coventry University in UK and Utrecht University of Applied Sciences in the Netherlands. So there'll be many things coming up. So, but nothing this semester, right? In the next semester, you'll get many opportunities to do it. And one thing I would like to suggest to you that try to bring your computers with you, your laptops with you, because maybe in the second part of the lesson, you might need some computer to, to search and things. So if you're happy with your phones, it's perfectly fine, but it's good that, very good, excellent. So try your best to bring your laptops, and just in case you're not able to bring it and you need to do some tasks together, then be prepared to share with your friends also. So that is something. If you have any questions until now, there's something in the chat. Is it about the topic that we're discussing? Okay. All right. Okay. Then very important, assessment criteria. Well, I think I haven't made a change here. There's no online exam. I would make some correction to it. But anyway, please forgive my laziness. I haven't updated this. But anyway, to cut the long story short, there will be a written exam. Forget about this thing. There would be a written exam. Who knows? I'm thinking now that it's possible that even though we have the course in classroom, maybe we can have the exam still online. Oh yes, as a matter of fact, sometimes the best thing to do is not to do anything. And this is proved today. I was lazy. I didn't make any change in this part. And eventually it came as a blessing. So because had you all been in Uvascula, then I would have removed this term. But since we have our friends in different countries, though I wish that they all come to Uvascula as soon as possible, but just in case it happens that they're not able to come, even if one person is not able to come to Uvascula, then we all would have the online exam, even though you are in Uvascula. You get the point? Because in the assessment, I want to be fair and square with each and everybody. Justice should be accessible to everyone in the society. So we follow our ethics, fairness principle here. You get 1 or 2 if you are, like, I will not read out these things, but I have given an explanation that what can make your grades 1 or 2, what can make your grades 3 and 4, and what can give you a perfect 5er. Do you want a 5er? How many of you want a 5?
I would get a 5 in this case.
Only 5 or 6 students want a 5er. Are you kidding? Are you serious? And how many people in our online mode want a 5er? Can you say it loud?
I want a
I want a
5.
5.
They all want 5, yes. And I know you all want 5 as well. So yeah, so I've set a criteria here which would make you eligible, which would provide you a 5er. So you deliver these things to me, I give you a 5. Simple. And then the second part is the presentation. And even in the presentation, I would be giving the separate grades for the exam and for the group presentation, right? You're with me? So I would give you separate grades. It could be possible that a student gets 5 in exam and 1 in the presentation, or vice versa. And then I find that weighted average grades, and that would be your final score. Okay, make sense? So we would be having a group presentation as well. And here I set the criteria of the group presentation as well, but something which is very important to discuss with you, that in case, why I'm telling you this thing, because it hardly happens, but still I want to give a disclaimer. In case a student fails overall, and in Young, we have 0 to 5 scale, 5 is the highest, 0 means basically fail, right? And how we do this, if you are below 45, it's 0. Between 45 to 54, score, out of 100, you get 1. Between 55 to 64, you get 2. Then 65 to 74, you get how many? 3. Oh, I did a mix up actually. No, wait a second. So 1 is between 45 to 54. 2 is between 55 to 64. 3 is between 65 to 74. 4 is between 75 to 84. And 5 is 85 and above, out of 100 grades, right? In case it happens that a student has overall 0, means below 45, the student has 2 more chances to come and do the retest, only 2 chances, okay? And what you need to do this, I won't say you, but the student, because I don't want to address you in the bad situation. Just come and contact me and we can do the retest. But remember, whenever you do the retest, that will be only your grades in the group presentation would still remain the same, but I can only ask you to do the exam retest. You with me? Because the group presentation could be with the 5 people. Now, I can't call the other 4 people again just for you. You get my point? There's a group of 5. 4 people pass, 1 fail, and I want to do the student want a retest, I can't call his or her friends again to do the group presentation. So the group presentation grades are like the rock of Gibraltar. It would never move, it would never change, it would stick always. The only thing you can play with is your exam. So the retest is only confined to the exam 2 more occasions, right? But a very interesting thing, we have a new development in the Finnish system that now you're not failed, you have passed the course, right? But let's say you got 3, but you are unhappy with 3. You were thinking that I think I should have got 5 in this course. Shab is very strict. He has been unfair to me. Maybe he was angry, maybe he didn't eat breakfast that day, and because of his anger and his frustration, he gave me less grades. Then you can come to me again, but just make sure that I'm in good mood. And then we can make a re-exam, a retest for you, in which you have a chance to improve your grades. But remember, which one? No changes in the group work, but only in the individual work you can get a change. And one more chance you can do, right, to improve your grades. But the only thing is that if you want to improve your grades, you have to contact me within 2 weeks when the result is declared. So imagine that I declared the result today on 31st of August, then come to me by 14th of September, the latest. And when I say come to me, it means drop me an email. Then I can give you one more chance to improve your grades. But I don't think we go to that situation, because I know we will not go to that situation. There'll be just few cases when we go. Do you have any questions so far about this whole thing? Any comments, any questions? Are you getting what can you hear, can you understand me what I'm speaking? Do you agree that I speak English? Not
well.
Punjabi, my mother tongue, not Swedish. Finnish, sometimes I can, a little bit. Even Tatiana would be laughing when she listens to my Finnish. Oh, Jamil, you have something to ask? Can you,
No,
can say it loud?
No, I just want to thank you about the second chance, sir.
Oh, no problem. My pleasure. Jamil, no problem. You're most welcome. Okay. The last thing, we might have a shorter session today, but never mind. The last thing I want to tell you is about the course contents. I will not go too much into it, but slowly you will know what I'm teaching. Remember, your study material, there would be a textbook by Sloman, and we have so many copies available in the library. The book is available in the library, and Tatiana, can you pause it? I want to share a secret with you. And we were talking about ethics. But this is for the larger interest, right? Yeah. So there'll be a textbook, but believe me, I would be using the textbook very, very, very minimal times, because this is not a theoretical economics course. This is a application-based economics course. And the most important resource for you are your lecture slides. If you are very happy with the slides, then nothing should prevent you from getting good grades. So the first point of contact of learning, when you start learning, when you go home, and not today, but next week, when you go home and you want to study economics, what we did study today, the first thing which should open is your lecture slides. To supplement that, you can refer to the book, of course, no problem. Why not? I welcome it. But the first point of contact should be the lecture slides. By the way, I have in my YouTube channel, which I gave the link, I have about 100+ videos And many of them are about economics as well. So there are past YouTube videos available. You search by topic, you will find many things here. And then some of these resources, the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development will be using the World Bank, Bloomberg will be using Reuters, BBC, YouTube. I'll explain them when we reach that stage, but I have given you all the websites which I would be using extensively. And you would love them. And when we study monetary and the fiscal policy, then I would show you the website of the Ministry of Finance of Finland, that how the Ministry of Finance, how they run the show, how the government, what point of view they think when the Suomi Pankki, for example, the Bank of Finland, how they fix the interest rate, how they increase or decrease the money supply, what motivates them, what is the theory behind it, that they start expending more money or decreasing the money supply. Why should they raise interest? Now we see the interest rates are going up. What is making the Bank of Finland's head to change the interest rate? So all these dynamics we shall study even, I think we can study even better than the textbook if I show you their website and see how they run the show. A very important thing is that you have 40% grades coming from where? Quiz, small quiz. Where would you get your 40% grades from? Sorry? The group assignment, the group presentation, right? And the videos, and these presentations are basically based on a video. And which video? The videos you'll pick up from the World Economic Forum event. Remember, every year in Davos in Switzerland, there is an event called World Economic Forum event. Usually it happens in January or February of a year, in the very beginning of the year, but this year they did in May, some problems, right? And here, who are these people? Which are the people who attend this forum? All the leading politicians, business leaders, activists, environmentalists, on the other extreme of capitalism, die-hard socialists, pro-democracy, pro-dictatorship. So all the politicians, economists, bankers, multi-billionaire investors, NGOs, environmental groups, Greenpeace, all of them, all of their representatives, they attend this event. And then there's an open debate on very contentious issues. The issues which we never discuss, we never have a chance to discuss them more openly. But during those 3 days, 4 days sometimes, there's a very open-hearted discussion. What you will do, for example, yesterday, I shared the video of 2022 meeting. So it's not one video. If you click this link, you go down, you'll find there are 50-something videos. And because you are all together, I think 60 students or maybe less. So if there's 4 people in one group, all you need is 15 videos. Yeah. You get my point? So what you need to do is, I will explain more about how to do it, but what I'm going to say you in a nutshell today, I'm not going to discuss the operational part of this group work today, but I'm giving you the brief hints that, and by the way, you are not compelled to choose from 22 only. You can see that there are videos of 21 on this link. There are the videos of 2020 as well. In fact, I'll be very interested to see that some of you choose the videos from 2019. Why 2019? I would love to see some videos, some groups have chosen the videos of 2019. Any idea why I want 2019? Yeah. Bravo. I want to see, did somebody seriously discuss on the economic, even though talking about the businesses, expansion, billions of earnings and wealth, was somebody pointing out that, hey, be careful. You are toying with, you are tampering with the environment, and the catastrophe is around the corner, is about to hit you. I want to see that, was there any sage people who were discussing about, who was giving the warnings to us that you be careful. Hey guys, you better behave. So I want to see that, not doesn't mean that everybody starts searching that, but maybe one or two of you, two groups, can find some videos about 29. But I don't want to compel anything upon you. You have the videos as far as distant as 2017. So in the last 5, 6, 7 years, you can make a you have a shopping list, you have a buffet of videos. Search, make your teams of 4 to 5 people, right? Tanya will explain more about how to make teams. Make your teams, choose a group leader of the team, collectively pick up, do this window shopping of all the videos, pick up the one which you find is good, and then start training, then start practicing. And what to see, what to watch, what not to watch, how to reflect, that we shall discuss together. I will tell you what to do with the video. My plan was that today, if I could get some time, we'll watch a video together. I wrote in the discussion forum message also that we might watch the video together. So it's possible that next week, in the second part, we watch the video together. And by the way, I picked up that video from 2017, so in the second part next week, we shall watch the video together, not from start to finish, but I would take the pauses when we watch the video, and based on the discussion, let's say first 5 minutes, next 5 minutes, next 10 minutes, we shall have a discussion in the classroom, okay? But what I'm trying to say is that Tatiana will explain to you later, but be prepared that you might need, not might, you have to form a group of 4 to 5 people. And then from this all forum meetings, 2017 to 2022, you make a group, pick up one video as a group. And here, in the beginning of December, you come forward, you make a presentation. And I will explain you with proper example. Don't you worry, I will not leave you lost. I would guide you what exactly you need to get from the video and how to make a presentation. All right. That is 40%, and 60%, of course, is an exam. And the only thing about exam I can say is that if you remind me in October or in November, it's up to you now. I can share some past exams with you so that you can get a feel that how the exam would look like. Not exactly the exam, but the sample exam I can share. All right. We have some questions. Yeah, we have 7 questions. Goodness gracious me. What's going on?
Grading group presentation. Is it a general grade or individual grade?
Very good. Very good. You see what? When a group comes, let's say a group of 4 people come, and there are 2 people, they are very active. I can see that they have very strong, flexible ideas. They know there is a knowledge and they can express so well. So they are fulfilling all the ILOs. There's one person whose only job is to make an introduction that, hey, I'm this and these are my team. And his or her only job is to change the slides. The contribution is minimalistic. Then it's possible that in the same presentation, somebody is getting a fifer, and somebody's getting a 0. So even though the presentations are group presentation, but don't assume that all the members would get the same grades. So that is why the time, because remember, you don't have the indefinite time for the presentation. So how to use the time, how to share your, your turns. And one thing, when the whole group would get very, very low grades, despite there are 2 people who are super knowledgeable, super active, is that 4 people here. To me, it seems to be that there are 4 different presentations. It doesn't look like one presentation. That is a biggest mistake you can ever, I can forgive everything else. But when I see that, the purpose of group, the purpose of team, the purpose of cooperation, collaboration, the coordination, if that purpose is not fulfilled, that's the only time when I can be very angry. Do you want me to see angry? Should I be angry? No. So it means that when you make a group, do the proper coordination, before you make the actual presentation, do the dress rehearsal. You know what is meant by dress rehearsal? Yeah. When you have a show, when you have a gig, the night before, you in the empty hall, you sing all your songs, which you sing next day in front of 10,000 people. So do the rehearsal properly. But as I said, I will come back to this point a bit later. So yes, Yusufo, ideally, all the group members should get the same grade. I'll be very happy and very high grades. But it's possible that some people get less, some get more.
Okay. I still want to ask, you said someone in the group might be more active and someone might be on the slide, changing the slide and all that. So is it that maybe the person presenting is the only one, maybe because he's presenting, because in a group we have a strong one who is very good in presenting. That's who is going to go in front and present. So it doesn't mean that that person presenting is the only person that is going to get the better grades.
No, you all, if Yusufo, there are 4 people in your team, right?
Yeah.
All 4 people have to speak.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that one person is the spokesperson of the whole team and coming and the other 3 people are sitting quiet. Then why the other 3 people are doing here? They could sit.
Okay.
So all 4 people, you should not only have the knowledge, but you should also express the knowledge. Each one of you.
Okay.
Each one of you. Because remember, we have the communication skills. Look, I can never read your minds, how much you know. But when you express, only then I know how much you know, how well you know, how well you can express, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but don't feel frightened. Hey, I'll come millions of times on this topic.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, Tatiana, about, or is it a repeat? Yeah, about the online exam, I'll discuss with you. But at the moment, I think this is enough that there'll be an online exam. Yes, Mohammed.
Sorry about that. Like my internet connection wasn't stable. Actually, missed the point from you about the exam. Can you please repeat that?
Well, there will be an online exam. I'll be sharing a Zoom link. If you want me to say it now, I will be sharing a Zoom link to all of you, right? Or the Zoom link would be available in the Moodle, and there'll be an exam. And you click the link. You can never open the link before the starting time of the exam, and the Zoom link will automatically close down after the exam time is over. Okay. And in between that time, you will see my screen, and there'll be questions, instructions, and you need to type it. And then in the Word file, and when the question is complete, the exam is over, you save the file in your desktop, and then you start submitting it. But the whole mechanics, I would share with you in a separate discussion, not today. Yeah, there'll be too much of information otherwise.
Sure, thanks a lot.
Okay,
Thanks for
no problem.
clarifying.
So is anything else we need to talk about? Well, all right. So I have nothing else to say. As you know that I'm recording this session for today, but today is an exception. Yeah. And this recording would be shared with everybody. I will make a YouTube link and I would be sharing it with you. But in the future, this Zoom link is only reserved for the students who are distantly following. And you know what? I shouldn't say it, but I wanted Tanya. Next time, I know that some of you will contact these people and get the link from them and make an excuse not to come in the class. You know, it may happen. I'm not saying that you will do it. So nice, so innocent. You will never do these things. So in the future, the Zoom link will be prepared in a way that not anybody and everybody can come in the meeting, right? Tanya would be having accept thing. So she will only accept those people who we know who cannot come, you know, in the classroom. And those people who are knocking the door, right? But we know that they are in Uvascula, they will not be allowed to enter the Zoom meeting. Because that is the whole idea. Our idea is to encourage you to come to the classroom, not to be at home. This link is only exclusively available. So Tanya would be having a list of these 15 people who are not in Finland, and then she would let them come in the Zoom meeting one by one, checking from the list. But if you know that there are 3 people who I saw in the morning, oh, where are they? Hey, they are knocking the Zoom link. They will not be allowed to. I'm sorry, this is a matter of principle, okay? Any questions, by the way? If anything, are things clear to you? I don't want to give you too many assignments, only 2 assignments, and both assessments towards the end, so that you have sufficient time to prepare for your exam, and you have sufficient time to prepare, organize your group, choose your team leader, and then do the window shopping of different links, and then finally you decide a video that, hey, this is my video. And one more thing, not one video cannot be chosen by 2 groups. So once you pick up the video, use the IB Facebook, the discussion forum, and send me the link of the video and let me know that, Shab, that's me, this is my team, and we decide to do this video. And that's it, we lock it, then nobody else would copy your video. So I want that each group should have a separate video. And it's a first come, first serve basis. Once you decide the video, choose it, send it, but make sure that before you send it, double check, has somebody else have chosen it already? So make sure that the video is not already taken by somebody. Yeah.
I will open there. So the way that you all can find your team or create your team. So, and there you will just send me your names and who is the leader and which one topic you choose. So one chart will be for creating and another for just.
Do you understand Tanya's idea that don't send separate messages? She would invite you, hey, dear students, can you make a choice of your group and the video you want? And then you're replying in the same thread of messages. Hey, this is my team and this is my video. Hey, this is my team, this is video. In between, if Tanya finds out that somebody has taken the video which has been already taken, she will immediately react and say, hey, sorry, change your video.
if they want to create the team,
Mhm.
they can also
Yeah.
use the chat there and find.
Yeah, I like this idea. I think first you choose the team ASAP, 4 people. Mhm.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many candidates are allowed in a group? Maximum allowance?
Ideally 4, because I think the amount of work is so that it's a fair distribution if it is 4 people. 3 can be too less, 5 can be too many. But of course, we can make some exceptions if the situation is so. Mhm. On an average, 4 people, but with some exceptions, if there is strong justification for those.
Oh,
And
I have a
how many
question.
videos are
Can
there?
you-
There are, I think in each link, there are about 60, 70 videos.
Or can we have the group
From-
mixed with people both online and those who are attending the class physically?
So, sorry, say again, can you say it again?
Yeah, I want to find out if the group will be mixed with those attending online and those physically in the class.
I think it's a good idea that, look, I don't want to give you too much instructions. I would say that it's not a bad idea that you also, people who are present here, can also take up some group members who are online, you know? So when you make your group, you shouldn't discriminate if the person is here physically in the class or online. Because it has happened in the past that out of 5 members, 3 are giving presentation here, physically standing, and 2 people are doing it online, and it's perfectly fine. So that is why I'm saying that increase your presence in the discussion forum so that you can make this kind of, this is between the students, so I don't want to be too much interventionist here. Mm-hmm. But hello, it's a good idea that you have the groups in which, of course, I can't force you that you have certain people online and certain people who are present here, but I can assure you that it will not affect your grades adversely if you have a mixed team out of 4, 2 or 3, whatever, present in USCOLA and some online. It works perfectly.
In that cases, how we will be managed to present make the presentation? Some is from online and some is from offline.
Yeah, well, you know, Mohammed, now when you're talking to me, I can give you right now to show your files and slides. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Could you please repeat that again?
So you can, right now, if for example, let's say that I'm standing here and I'm giving a presentation, right?
Yes.
You can also share the same file in the Zoom link and give the presentation from your end as well.
Okay.
Yes, I got it. Or else I can share, or else I can share my screen as well.
You can share your screen as well, of course. That works as well.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Yes, I want to ask, are you going to create the group or we should create it by ourselves?
You need to create the groups by yourself.
Because I'm consider those people physically in the class and those are outside the first schooler. So how are we going to arrange it together?
Today or tomorrow, Tatiana will be sending a message to you, and she would asking you to that, hey, who are the people who still don't have the groups? Or can you make the groups? And then you can say, if by that time, if within 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in the future, if you are not have any group, then we'll help you to put you in some group.
Okay, thank you.
So tell us if you have formed the groups, tell us. If you haven't formed the group, tell us. If you're finding hard to find a group, tell us.
So the group must be 4 persons. Right?
Use the discussion forum to have a.
Hello. I said the group must be four person.
Suleiman, Tatiana will contact you in a, she will let you know. And by the way, yeah, do use this. Difficult. Use this thing. Wait a sec. Suleiman, see this point. There is a discussion forum here. All the messages will come from here. Okay, so you will read the messages here. Does it make sense? I can't hear you. So
Thank you.
yeah, so the messages will come here in the list.
Okay.
So keep checking the messages.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so is there anything else?
I have another question. May I ask?
Yeah, go ahead.
And as you said that there are approximately 60 to 60 more than 60 videos on your YouTube link, right? So whichever we want, we can choose if available in that.
But before you tell us, you must check that if the same video has already been taken by somebody.
Yeah, I got it.
If it is taken already, then don't take it again. Then have a new video.
And we will make our presentation according to the video instruction, which we need to make the presentation video according to the video link, right?
Yeah. I'll explain more about it. Don't you worry. It's the first day. I'll explain more about this.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, so friends, thank you very much. And I'm so happy to meet you. And I think you deserve the applause.